Very good morning, everyone.
Morning, sir.
Morning,
Morning,
sir.
everyone.
Morning, sir.
Good
Good morning,
morning, sir.
sir.
So, very good morning to all. I see a few are joining, but this is a revision session, so I don't have a presentation as such. Based on your queries, I'll display whatever slide you want, and then we can discuss, and I can explain any concept that you want. Right. So. So in this session, you have full freedom to speak, which was not possible otherwise in all other sessions of mine. I've been doing the talking and you were listening, but today you have that opportunity.
Any questions, anyone? Please ask.
Sir, I have a query. This 7S McKinsey model, can you just give us one, a small brief on that? Somehow I was not able to connect with that.
Okay. Strategy, structure, style, staff,
Yes,
shared values, and
yes,
all,
sir.
right? So, honestly, I don't remember in which session it was, which module it is, if you can say. I mean, I can explain, but just to open the slide, otherwise. Because it is, primarily an execution model. I'll tell you based on the memory that I have. The concept I know, but as I said, that it is talking about basically the binding force is the shared values that you can see, and this model basically says that any strategy making, starts and ends with the people processes in mind. So when we say that strategy, structure, style, staff, shared values, we are basically saying that whenever any change is required to be brought about in any organization, the change has to be at two, three levels. And these three levels, when we are talking about, we are basically talking about one is the culture, because shared values basically represent the culture if you look at it. I have given the simple definition of culture as that something which is believed across the organization, the norms, values, and belief in which everyone believes in the organization, everyone adheres to those norms, and then it becomes part of the culture that, yeah, this is Tata culture, this is Infosys culture, this is XYZ culture, right? So, end of the day, everything is driven by the culture. And now, if everything is this driven by the culture, then the any strategic planning process basically starts with vision and mission, right? So that is what we are talking about in terms of strategy. So it starts with vision, mission, goals, objective. Then we come to the strategy, policy, and tactics to implement it. So 7S McKinsey framework gives a good idea that how you should proceed, how you need to work. In fact, if I link it with our module, if I link it with training, I'll say from first module where we started talking about designing effective training programs. Okay, and the last module where we started talking about developing a learning culture and learning organization. So, we are taking it from planning and strategy to shared values, if you look at it in module 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this framework beautifully covers all those aspects.
So it is basically bringing the learning culture and the shared values is all about this McKinsey's 7S framework, you can say in precisely.
It is basically a strategy making and strategy execution framework, but it says that everything from if I take our modules, designing training program to developing a learning culture. So it
Mm.
starts with planning and strategy and it ends with the culture.
Okay.
So shared value is something which is binding. If you have seen, it is in the middle in the frame.
Yes, yes.
So that culture, if you are able to create that culture, your job is easy. If you as a training and L&D head, if you are able to create a culture where people want to learn, people want to train, right? And they themselves take the initiative of teaching, learning, mentoring, coaching, then your job is half done
Correct.
because now you have set up a culture where people are keen to learn and go about it. So that is what the basic philosophy is.
Oh, okay. Right, sir. Thank you.
Sir, this was a part of module 2.
Yes.
Some
Okay.
have covered it.
Yeah. Should I, if there is any other specific doubt in that, then I'll, because it is talking about strategy, structure, style, system, shared values, style, staff, and skills.
Skills. Yeah.
And for training, it becomes very important. For what you are doing training. So you are basically training people to develop or upgrade their skills. Number one, right? Whom you are training? You're training the staff, right? The way you design and implement training programs, it talks about the style. Okay. Shared value, as I said, is something which is binding everyone, right? And you should always start any process, any organizational process with a strategy. As I said, vision, mission, goals, objective, these are very important. And in the first two modules, we also talked about that how now L&D strategy has to be aligned with the overall objectives and goals of the organization. That is vision, mission of the organization. And from there only, if you remember something which is not in the module, but I have given a ABCD framework also, because I like that strategy, style, structure. इसमें एक आध एस मैं भी भूल जाता हूँ, लेकिन ABCD भूलना पॉसिबल नहीं है. So I have given that framework also, which basically talks about that assessment, where you are, where you want to go, how to go there, where at all you have reached, and then what is the feedback loop, which was the E basically talks about the execution part. Yeah. Any other concept? Anyone? Bhavna, you can ask.
Sir, I don't have any question. I was just telling you about the module there.
Understood, understood. So you want me to open that strategy, structure, style? I think it is fairly understood now. Okay,
Yes, sir.
with
Yes, sir.
everyone? Right.
Yeah, morning, sir. This is Parshuram.
Yeah.
Uh, Little, what do you call, brief on upskilling and reskilling the things.
Right.
How to understand it is not skilled? How to upskill? What is the difference upskilling and reskilling? What?
Right. If we look at training domain, I believe that the entire effort is basically to upskill everyone. If you are training and teaching someone that they already know, it is of not any use, right? Now, when we talk about upskilling and reskilling, the situation in which it is required, that is important for every training manager to understand. Right. Let's take some examples that when upskilling will be required, when reskilling will be required.
Mhm.
For example, there was a time in our offices. I've been in administration for a long time. I had a university, right? तो काफी सारा फाइलिंग जो होता था हमारा बिल्कुल मैन्युअल होता था. And I will have kind of a typist with me as my assistant, and they will take the dictation, they will take the notes based on the dictation. They were supposed to be expert in shorthand because I'll simply speak, I can't repeat it, I don't have that much time. Those good old days, almost before 15 years, if I talk about, that is the way we were operating, right? That I'll give, even today, honestly, I don't have time to check all my emails and respond to all my emails. On an average, there will be 150 to 200 emails in the two email IDs that I have. And practically not possible. If I start doing that, my entire day is gone. So I have three people in my office just to review the emails, shortlist, prioritize, update doing it. Now, earlier, the secretarial function was that the person should be good in shorthand, taking notes, writing emails, sending circulars, sending orders, right, to all the different departments, like that. Today, when I advertise for my executive assistant, then I'll say they must, number one, know, Word, Excel, PowerPoint very well. Number two, they should be good at using AI tools like Copilot, Gemini, and all. Because manually, if they'll start creating my presentations and, drafting circulars, it will take a lot of time. But if they are good at prompt engineering, if they are good at using these AI tools, now upskilling is required. Either I have to change that person. So someone who was only taking shorthand notes and all, probably complete reskilling was required. Moving from a manual system to a computers based system, because वो shorthand dictation वो जमाना अब थोड़ा सा चला गया, right? And when we talk about upskilling, now they were already using for last 5, 7 years, they were using already computers. Now I am training them how to utilize AI for doing the same job. So now the circulars are easy, the dictations are easy, and in fact, I am reskilling myself also. My effort is that what I can do with my own training and skill level, that in 3 years' time, I do away with 3 or 4 office staff and have only one. Because now you can write an email by dictating in the computer system. Copilot will help you to do that. It will autocorrect also. It will give you suggestions on the language also. Right. So I have to do my reskilling, and for them, it is their upskilling. So process is of growth and development, moving beyond where you are and where you want to go. But the process continues. The context has to be understood, that in what kind of organization it is simple basic statutory trainings required, in which particular divisions upskilling required, in which particular division complete reskilling is required.
In that condition, shall we need to analyze that data? How to understand? Yes, there is not skilled in that area.
So
For example,
yeah,
one organization they telling yes. Shall we give some training for that upskilling like that?
understood. Right. So, your objectives, training objectives, if are aligned with the organization's vision, mission, and goals objectives, then automatically you will know. So I know many people who have worked with Reliance Telecom
Hmm.
long back. Okay. It was practically the first, big telecom company, Reliance Telecom, and those were the telephone days, and they were the people, as I remember, who initiated setting up this PCOs and all that. Reliance का booth भी हो लगता था. अब when Reliance got transformed into Jio, you understand that what changes will be required in the workforce. The same company exists, but now it exists as Geo, right? And
Mhm.
but the nature of business has completely changed. Something which was a very distribution driven model, because what their job was, they were not selling to individuals, they were selling basically to retailers,
Hmm.
to distributors, and they were setting up the public call booths, and that kind of model was there. But today, now they are going door to door with their Wi-Fi.
Hmm.
Now the technology is different, the setting up is different. If you are L&D head of that same company for last 15 years, you will realize that a complete transformation is required. Now, the one way out is throw out old people, bring new. But as L&D manager, you can say that, okay, no issues, give me 6 months time and I'll reskill all of them for the new age telecom, which is primarily now fiber and Wi-Fi and all those. And that's again a huge market. They would have recruited 3 times the number they had earlier. So, this is an example where training and development, L&D can actually help to, reduce the attrition. They can actually save a lot of people's job, provided people are willing to learn. There will be some who will have resistance. नहीं नहीं ठीक है, हम रिलायंस छोड़ के हम एयरटेल चले जाएंगे, हमें तो यही काम आता है, हम यही काम करेंगे. So those kind of attitude is also there. And that is where in the last 2 modules we talked about that how to create that culture where people understand the importance of upgrading themselves and how to create a culture where people want to learn and upgrade themselves. So this is an example of upskilling and reskilling.
Thank you. Yes, I understood. It's mainly, I just give for 5 minutes, okay. It's mainly if you now running organization having any changes, it's kind of change management. There maybe a role change and model change. There it is mandatorily required. Then just to implement the productivity, to implement the what you call the engagement of each employees and all, that is required for that is called
Upskilling.
upskilling and reskilling. In
Yes,
short,
yes.
I thought.
Perfect. So
Thank you.
reskilling में पहले unlearning important है.
Yeah, ठीक, okay.
अपस्किलिंग में तो क्या है कि ठीक है भाई, वर्ड यूज करते थे, अब सिर्फ उसमें एक और अटैचमेंट आ गया को पायलट का, आप को पायलट डाल लीजिए और सीख लीजिए कि को पायलट से कैसे लेटर ड्राफ्ट करना रादर देन टाइपिंग योरसेल्फ, है ना, वो अपस्किलिंग हो गया. बट जब पूरा चेंज रहा, जहां उन्हें मैनुअल सिस्टम या टाइपराइटर से कंप्यूटर पे आना पड़ा, इट वाज अ ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन. वो अपस्किलिंग नहीं थी, वो रीस्किलिंग थी, क्योंकि लॉट ऑफ डिफरेंस बिटवीन अ मैनुअल टाइपराइटर.
Okay, and
Right?
this upskilling and reskilling, it's kind of a analysis of skill will gap, correct? Shall I?
Yes. In fact, your training needs should come out of this kind of analysis. So generally in organizations as HR people, we do competency mapping, right? And I believe competency mapping is a wonderful tool that will give you a lot of training requirements. Now, how many people need standard training, statutory trainings? How many people need upskilling? How many people need reskilling? That is a call that you will have to take as the L&D head. But it can come out of your regular appraisals. It can come out of normal surveys. It can come out of your competency mapping exercises. You can do leadership trait assessment, Thomas profile. A lot of tools are available.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. So, any other topic?
Sir, I have one question regarding generally I'm working in pharmaceutical industry. Okay, and we are facing a problem related to a union. Okay, now what we are saying regarding the competency mapping. Okay, they are not ready to do any kind of assessment. Okay, and because of that, somewhere we are failed to assess the people in terms of proficiency level. Framework, everything we have already. Like each and every role, whatever role we have, each and every role we have a predefined competency, and even competency we have a assessment criteria. Everything, the structure is there, but somewhere we are facing the issue where the downline staff, like we can say that it's the operator level staffs are not aligning that portion. So how we can address this issue?
Right. Which state you are in?
Currently, I'm in Karnataka. Okay.
Okay. Right, right, right. What over a period of time we have seen that somehow, I don't know, unions are disappearing over a period of time. I mean, there are a lot of organization and we call it as collective bargaining that, the managers are able to negotiate and understand and they create a framework and incentives and all whereby they agree कि यार यूनियन में लड़ने से तो इनका इंसेंटिव प्लान ले लेना इनका अपस्किलिंग और ट्रेनिंग प्लान लेके और अपने इंसेंटिव्स ले लेना ज़्यादा बेटर है तो obviously you need to have a buy-in from the union leaders no doubt about it and trainings no one can refuse training in the organization. They may not want a detailed assessment, let's say, but exactly union is for workers and workers assessment get displayed at the shop floor itself. So rather than surveying or assessing those workers, if you assess and survey their supervisors, take their feedback, and based on that feedback, if you will design training program, and those trainings are mandatory, and you design in a way where it appears as a reward.
That part we are doing, sir. That part we are
Yeah.
doing based on the
So I think that
feedback.
is the way out. And honestly, you cannot do any pen paper assessment for people who are part of the union. Their performance is mainly shop floor driven, the workspace driven, where they have to actually perform. So I believe their supervisors, if they are surveyed and taken feedback and what issues and what problems they are facing, these could be some behavioral issues also. As you say, that they might not be keen to participate in training or first of all participate in any kind of assessment or survey.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Assessment
so
major issue
that
is
that
related to
that
assessment.
that itself reflects that there are some behavioral issues. And some kind of behavioral training is required where they start understanding the need and importance of training, where they start accepting the changing realities, some motivational program, because change is visible to everyone. And we have to tell them that, market is like a treadmill. Once you step on the treadmill, you have to run as per the speed that you have set. Otherwise, the machine will throw you out. So if that concept is given to them and obviously give trainings as a reward, you are lucky that these 30 people will be trained. It's a reward. 30 only are selected for this training program. So, the organizations create levels then and certifications. What we have been doing in quality, and lean and Six Sigma, so green belt, black belt. So yeah, we are certifying you that now you are a black belt in Six Sigma. So those certification levels sometimes become motivation. कि हाँ अब मेरे पास तो ये लेवल आ गया अब मेरे पास ये लेवल आ गया अब मैं इस लेवल के लिए ट्रेनिंग लेने जा रहा हूँ तो इट गेट एसोसिएटेड विथ अ रिवॉर्ड एंड इंसेंटिव एंड इट बिकम्स अ मैटर ऑफ प्राइड दैट आई एम सिलेक्टेड आई एम स्पेशल आई एम बेटर.
Yes, that part we started like during a town hall meeting. Okay, we come to know ki, like they want a training related to OEM. Okay, like original equipment manufacturer, they
Understood.
will come and they will give some certification program. So
Right.
we design and develop a calendar for entire year based on the shop floor need.
Yeah, which
So that
industry you are in?
I'm in pharmaceutical industry company
Pharmaceutical. Right.
Apotex. Yeah.
Hmm. But you handle the plant.
And second question is, sir, how many L&D person required per head count? Like, for example, we have a more than 1,500 people at plant. A specific
Mhm.
number you will recommend?
Difficult to give. What ideally it should be what we called as activity-based costing. So what is activity-based costing? Activity-based costing is that, okay, these are our training goals and objectives. ये 10 चीजों में हमें अपस्किल करना, रीस्किल करना, retrain करना, whatever it is, है ना? Now, if I have to do 10 trainings, in a year where and these are the people who are supposed to be trained. And generally, what my understanding says that an ideal training should not have more than, 35, 40 participants. That's the highest limit. Ideal is 30. वी अंडरस्टैंड दैट, है ना? वो 200 लोगों को बिठा के वो लेक्चर हो सकता है 2 घंटे का, ट्रेनिंग नहीं हो सकती, स्किलिंग नहीं हो सकती. ओके, तो नाउ यू हैव योर नंबर्स विथ यू. यू सेड आई हैव 1,500 people, and ultimately the training philosophy that we learned in this paper and module says that everyone need to be trained. I said I also need to be trained, क्योंकि एआई के चेंजेस आ गए हैं. व्हाई शुड आई हैव 4 एग्जीक्यूटिव असिस्टेंट्स, राइट? आई शुड हैव वन एट द मोस्ट, just to manage my diary and my calendar. That also is possible through AI. So even I need reskilling, I need training. So from top to bottom, everyone has to be trained. So now 1,500 people, that means on an average, if you divide it by 30, so 50 programs are required to be done in a year. Now, to manage those 50 programs of different kinds, how many people you need? So, you are costing and you are calculating your number based on the activities that you are required to do. That is a right approach.
Sure. Thank you.
So, sir, I have a question. Can I ask?
Please.
Okay, great. Thank you, sir. So, sir, I am working in insurance industry and I am facing challenge ki whatever training is designed by L&D team, whenever I am going to deliver for my circle, so circle is saying ki today is login day is going on, है ना? If you will take 1 hour, so it is very difficult for me, है ना? So something like that. And he is, recently he joined my organization, so he don't know about my culture, my company, मतलब work frame and all things. So what is happening? Once performance is dropping, then he come to me and say कि भाई इसको थोड़ा कुछ पढ़ाओ यार, इसको तो लोगों को कुछ आता नहीं है, something like that. So it is very,
Understood.
so it is very
Right.
difficult to manage. So how I
I
need
know,
to
I know. It is very difficult because I have been primarily in sales trainings. I've done for more than 50 organizations for more than 10,000 people. So और सेल्स में ये इशू आता ही है बिकॉज द लाइन मैनेजर दे डोंट वांट टू स्पेयर देयर पीपल इवन फॉर एन आवर. बोले मेरा परफॉर्मेंस डाउन हो जाएगा, मेरा ये महीने का टारगेट नहीं होगा, क्वार्टर नहीं होगा, हाफ ईयरली नहीं होगा, व्हाटएवर इट इज. तो ये एक चैलेंज आता है और वो थोड़ा सा कन्विंसिंग उन लाइन मैनेजर्स को चाहिए, राइट? Once I was doing training for a big company here in Jaipur, and they said, I can't spare my people for 3 days continuously. And in fact, how do I assure that what you are training and whatever you are delivering will be useful to them? So, I designed a very unique program for them. I did 3 days of training in 6 months' time. So, the first training, then a gap of 3 months, then whatever they have learned, let them go and apply, let them see if they got any benefit, right? Then after 3 months, the second day, the second part of the program, and after 6 months, third part of the program. And that also worked. In some organizations, what they have started doing, they have started clubbing it with retreat. तो ट्रेनिंग में इंटरेस्ट हो ना हो, पर रिट्रीट में गोवा में सबको इंटरेस्ट होता है. लेकिन वो रिट्रीट में 3 दिन रिट्रीट रख रहे हैं तो 1.5 दिन ट्रेनिंग रख देंगे या 2 दिन ट्रेनिंग रख देंगे, है ना, मैनेजरियल या सेल्स स्टाफ की. तो उसमें भी क्या होता है कि वो लर्निंग विथ फन वाला एलिमेंट आ जाता है. Lot of organizations. Yesterday, I did one training on team building for for a big travel company, and they had their staff. It has branches internationally also. Now they organized it on Saturday, second half. They said we want a only 4 hour capsule as of now. Then we'll decide. And this was slightly larger batch, around 45, 50, because they said people are coming from all over the country for our annual review, generally which they have after closing the New Year season, because now this is a lean time for them. क्योंकि जिन्होंने ट्रैवल करना था, वेकेशन लेना था, वो 31 दिसंबर 1 तारीख को वापस आ गए. तो अब एक ट्रैवल एजेंसी के पास रिलेटिवली काम कम है, तो वो लीन पीरियड उन्होंने आइडेंटिफाई किया, पूरे इंडिया और इंटरनेशनली जो स्टाफ है उनको बुला लिया, एक छोटा कैप्सूल रखा है अभी, एंड नाउ इन नेक्स्ट 15 days दे आर प्लानिंग 2-3 days ऑफ ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम, क्योंकि ये उनका लीन पीरियड है। तो एज ट्रेनिंग हेड्स हमें भी समझना पड़ेगा कि किस बिजनेस का लीन पीरियड कब आता है, और उस लीन पीरियड में आप जाके बोलेंगे तो दे विल एग्री। सो दिस ट्रेनिंग कम दिस ट्रैवल एजेंसी एग्रीड फॉर अ ट्रेनिंग बिकॉज आई अप्रोच देम एग्जैक्टली सेकेंड वीक ऑफ जनवरी। ये सबसे अभी लीन पीरियड है। अच्छा, जैसे ही 26 जनवरी का वीकेंड आएगा फिर से वो बिजी हो जाएंगे, अगर मैं उस वक्त बोलता तो वो नहीं आ पाते। So that is how it is. Right? I hope I could answer some part of your query. Okay, thank you.
I have one more question. Yeah. Considering whatever problem we are facing, we initiated NAPS program, okay, National Apprenticeship Promotion Scheme. And based on that, we recruited more than 250 new freshers from the colleges. We did the tie-up with the multiple colleges and we did the interview. For that, people, we have a skill matrix, everything like a proficiency level mapping, everything is there. Now, currently, what issue we are facing? We have a 3 years of career path for them, apprenticeship path for them. 1 year is apprenticeship, and 2 years is an extended period as a contract. Okay, so if they will stay with us, they have a 3 years career path. Now, what problem we are facing related to attrition? Okay, because freshers are it's a Gen Z kind of generation, and what people we have unionized people. Okay, they have the maximum age is like age minimum age is all about more than 40 years. So how we can cope up these two situations? Like we have a two different doer level people. One is shop floor people who are working as a union, means they are working as an operator. Second
Hmm.
is a NAPS people
Hmm.
who are coming from BSc background, BSc or diploma background.
Right.
Okay, and they are worked with them. They are more smarter than them. Okay, but still, this kind of issues we are facing.
Right. So, in this situation, what I believe is that these people, these apprentices, should be presented as, people who will support. तो अगर आप इसमें mentorship या coaching system implement कर दें, that for every 10 or 15 trainees, there will be one mentor at the shop floor. वो भले ही उस mentor को कम आता हो उनसे, लेकिन by virtue of seniority and age and experience, deserves to be a mentor. और उसके बाद इन इन मेंटोर्स के बीच में कंपटीशन थोड़ा कर दीजिए, दैट किसके ट्रेनीज अच्छा परफॉर्म करते हैं, और उन मेंटोर्स को मेंटरशिप के लिए थोड़ा सा इंसेंटिवाइज कर दीजिए, एंड आई बिलीव दिस मॉडल विल वर्क। तो क्या है कि उनका ईगो सेटिस्फाई होता है, या हाँ भाई मेरे
Once again,
मेरा।
sir, once again, Parshram here. That what you tell, mentor to mentorship. What is meaning that one? Mentor to mentorship के लिए?
Okay, so so there are what there is a concept in the organizations these days that where you, on every 5 or 10 people, you can have one senior as a mentor. So this person becomes not exact because they are trainees. So they cannot, these senior people cannot be called as direct boss, क्योंकि वो भी उसी फ्लोर पे उसी काम पे काम कर रहे हैं, राइट? तो आपने सेम लेवल में अगर एक को मेंटोर बना दिया, हु बिकम्स काइंड ऑफ अ ट्रेनर, एंड यू डू अ ट्रेन द ट्रेनर प्रोग्राम, एंड फॉर एवरी सीनियर पर्सन यू गिव 10 ट्रेनीज, सो दिस इज कॉल्ड एज मेंटोरशिप प्रोग्राम इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन। ठीक है, एंड these mentors are incentivized for training. But let's see whose trainees perform best. And trainees' performance will be rewarded to the mentor. कि आपके 10 में से इन 4 इतना अच्छा परफॉर्म करे तो यू आर रिवॉर्डेड फॉर दैट। तो ऑटोमेटिकली ट्रेन द ट्रेनर एक्टिविटी हो जाती है। ऑटोमेटिकली दीज पीपल विल बिकम योर ट्रेनर्स, जिनके लिए अलग से ट्रेनिंग आपको करना नहीं पड़ेगी। एंड दे डेवलप अ सेंस ऑफ ओनरशिप दैट यस दिस इज माय टीम। अभी क्या होता है ना कि व्हेन अ यंग पर्सन कम्स, हमें ये क्या सिखाएगा मुझे, है ना, और ये तो हेडेक दे दिया, अब ये सिखाओ भी इनको बैठ के। बट द वे यू डिजाइन दिस पर्टिकुलर प्रोग्राम, मेंटोरशिप प्रोग्राम, आप थोड़ा सा इस पर स्टडी करिएगा। मेंटोरशिप इट वर्क्स वेरी वेल। इनफैक्ट एट द यूनिवर्सिटी वी हैव स्टार्टेड कीपिंग इंडस्ट्री mentors. So when our students go for projects, so we will have one faculty guide and we will have one industry mentor. And the faculty of guide is supposed to talk to the industry mentor at least 3 times during the 2 months internship. Where student is lacking, do I need to help the student? You feel this, something should be trained or taught to them. So training is a joint activity. It has to be a cohesive activity. I mean, it should unite people rather than dividing. And this mentorship program works best for that.
So same, sir. We have a that means buddy concept we have. So we are
Yeah.
call it as a buddy. Okay.
Yes.
That buddy concept, because in NAPS also we have a two category. One is a supervisor level people and one is a technician level people.
Mhm.
Supervisor level people, the buddy concept working well because uh, those peoples are not a part of union. Okay,
Mhm.
whatever buddies are there.
Mhm.
Now, here, the technician level, we are facing the issue related to because technicians, again, it's a part of union and they're feeling that like this NEPS will take our job, okay,
Mhm.
in
Mhm.
future.
Mhm. Mhm.
So,
No, that's what, if you tell them that, they are there to support and ease out your job and they are your trainees and you will be incentivized to train them, है ना, थोड़ा सा उसमें incentivize करना पड़ेगा उनको। सम बेस्ट ट्रेनर कंपटीशन हो सकता है, बेस्ट मेंटर अवार्ड हो सकता है, राइट, वेयर परफॉर्मेंस इज इवेल्युएटेड ऑफ द अप्रेंटिस, है ना। तो आप, व्हाट द
yes,
प्रॉब्लम दैट यू आर फेसिंग, दैट यू आर फाइंडिंग इट डिफिकल्ट टू असेस these people, technical staff, because of the union. Now that assessment also is happening indirectly because trainees you can assess, they are not part of the union, and those trainees are to be trained by this, and you incentivize using some award, best mentor award, best facilitator award, or something like that.
yes, sir. This is, I think, good idea. Let's implement that one.
Right, right, right.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
correct, sir. This is very good idea. Even I it's just yeah, it's heads up going on now. Then now if that is a, for example, if you say the mentor having his 10 mentors there, for them also require training for the mentors.
Yes, train the trainer program is required. You should do that.
I think, sir,
It is
we
not.
can connect that part with our performance management system also, na PMS. You will get additional rating in PMS also.
Yes, yes. Anyway, any form of incentivization. It could be a simple recognition of best mentor, where in your annual meeting you may call 10 best mentors and give them a certificate and a small award. That also works. So, any kind of reward, be it monetary, be it non-monetary, be it, appraisal based, anything, you can do that. And in fact, it should be part of the PMS, performance management system.
The only challenge with it is PMS framework is that once we include such element, because although goal setting, because we have now smart goals, goals are limited, the weightage has to be high. So providing such including such element as a part of motivation for the managers, first of all, including this element itself becomes sometimes difficult because there are so many other things, other evaluation matrix which have been permanent, and also
Mhm.
PMS doesn't happen, it doesn't change very frequently, and
Yeah,
such programs are like they might stay for a year or so and then dilute. So
right,
PMS framework are for a longer time. So now
right.
reframing such goals at a later stage becomes very difficult. What to fill with it? Are they equally strong or not? But
Mhm.
the first one, when you said na, that boosting the ego, making them, you are one of a co-partner to the mentoring journey, I think that helps a lot. It has helped me. But PMS wala thing I always want, it's very strong. Definitely it's one of the best thing because that's evident. But PMS
Right,
as a
right.
long term becomes very challenging when you have to reframe the goal to some other
Mhm.
fitment.
Right. You're right to some extent, but to some part I don't agree because whenever such changes are there, look, now this apprenticeship scheme has come just before 2 years or so, right? And it is likely to be there for at least 3, 4 years time. So, I mean, 5 year time, and it has been a major shift, in terms of the working of the organization where
Okay.
there is a reward, government support, and
Mm.
everything, 5,000 from the PM fund and all those things. So I believe if you bring about these changes in long term, it will be good. Even if,
Very good.
let's say, the incentive from the government stops, but if the practice become part of your system,
Yeah,
if you are convinced that it is good for my organization, if you feel that no, it is a burden, it's a headache,
correct.
which is actually not, right?
Mm.
So if you feel that yes, this new system is good, change.
Then, yeah,
Sometimes PMS
that's
has
it.
to change.
Yeah,
And
barring
even if the
the,
scheme
yeah,
stops, continue with that.
correct.
Because by
Yeah.
that time, you would have generated enough benefits that you should
Mhm.
be able to fund those
Tell it.
apprentices
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah, 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 correct. No,
Right.
barring this example, I'm saying in general, there are many programs which we always think that the best way is to link with PMS.
Yeah.
But the only challenge we face is this. This is something
Short
which is
term.
a very organized element, but
Right,
there are
right.
other element which comes up in L&D and we feel that this is a right way to go. But only
Right, right.
challenge is this long-term sustainability of PMS element.
Understood. So some proportion, you don't
Mm.
make a 30% part of PMS. You will make it as 5% or 10% part of the
Correct,
PMS.
five
And
and
after
5%
some
depends.
time,
Right.
possible
Mm.
that this apprentice scheme gets over, a new scheme, any new initiatives that is taken on by the government generally continues, the name changes. So Manrega becomes Jiramji, but the basic essence remains same.
Again, sir, I think changes are always painful. But when we implemented this project, we thought like that will be unsuccessful. But
Right.
yes, now we are getting the lots of benefit in terms of CSR. Like currently, what we have more than 15% manpower because in apprentice 2.5 to 15% range is there.
Right, right.
So we are using up to 15%.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that means it is beneficial. You
Yeah, yeah.
you actually liked the scheme and it worked well. Otherwise, you would have done customary 2.5. So it is good. Shadab, your hand is
Yeah,
raised for.
good morning, sir. Actually, I just want to small highlight on this point. I mean, one question is that like how to do a forecasting of ROI. So, is there any the steps are there? Because I'm slightly confused with that one. So, it will be
Right.
highly appreciable,
So
sir, if you can just highlight on
understood.
that. Thank
Understood.
you.
Number one, ROI की फोरकास्टिंग डिफिकल्ट है. ROI एक्चुअल कैलकुलेशंस होता है. बजटिंग की फोरकास्टिंग होगी. Right.
Okay.
And once you decide the budget, that this much training required, activity-based costing, I said, right? Based on that, budget also will be prepared. The manpower will also be decided. And after that, only you can, because we are talking about return on investment or the return on training. So that is something which is a post-mortem activity because after doing it only you will be able to calculate returns. But when you are doing it for first time, you will not be able to do it. Once you do second, third, fourth time, and if you have 3 years data of what was actual ROI, that I spent this much and this is, to some extent it contributed and it added to the revenue, to the top line, to the bottom line, right? And this much percentage actually can be attributed to training, right? Then you will be able to do a forecast and you can give the projection that, okay, I want organization to spend 1 crore on this, and I expect that you will get benefits of at least 2 crores, 3 crores, whatever it is, or 10% increase in revenue or 5% increase in bottom line or all that. And exact quantification, we discussed that there are quantitative, we can assess the effectiveness of the training, but exact quantification to some extent possible, but you can't be 100% sure. There will always be points from other stakeholders who will say कि ठीक है, तो मार्केट में ग्रोथ ही इतना आ गया,
Right, right.
तो 20% तो इंडस्ट्री भी एवरेज ग्रो कर रही थी. नाउ देयर यू कैन शोकेस दैट ओके, इंडस्ट्री हैज ग्रोन बाय 20% बट वी हैव ग्रोन बाय 25, and we are above the average of the industry, and probably that additional 5% is something which we did extra in terms of our T&D or L&D efforts, and that's where we have those returns.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
yeah, Bhavna. Please unmute, please unmute.
Hi, good morning, sir. Sir,
Morning.
I'm into campus placement trainings, campus to corporate. Okay. Now, in this particular module, we learned about competency models. Okay. So just wanted to understand, is there a way we can introduce the competency models in these kind of trainings, and to make my training proposal more effective, I can introduce something?
Yeah. So, number one, even for campus to corporate trainings, the first requirement is to assess their existing skill level. Right. So the competency, just 1 minute. The competency framework will help, but first of all, you need to quantify. And in fact, if you look at NAC, NRF, and all these parameters these days, they've started talking about graduate attributes. The criteria three, the fourth one is graduate outcomes. So the graduate outcomes or graduate attributes or program outcomes are well defined. That if I'm doing a BTech program and that too with specialization in AI, these are the skills and competencies these people should have. Now, those are defined as part of the program. If you do an assessment and you start and then you benchmark it with the industry. So what we have done at our university is that we have created an industry advisory board. People like you, 10 or 12 of them, they sit together for each and every program every semester and review our curriculum, our pedagogy, and all those things. And in those meetings, we get good feedback from them that what exactly are the requirements. I'll give you an example. We did a tech summit as part of our industry advisory body. And there were a lot of people who said that we not only need coders now. In an IT company, there are several roles which are required. There is a role of project manager also. There is a role of technical writing also. So every engineer is not supposed to be a coder only. And in fact, coding jobs are reducing. So what we are looking more at people who are good in prompt engineering or people who are good in designing the entire AI systems and all that. So once you get the expectations, you have a benchmark available. After that, you have your own graduate attributes or your own competency frameworks, and you assess. You ask the faculty members to design a quiz or a test, and then you can assess. And then based on the assessment of that score, you can train them for specific type of companies, specific type of sectors. I mean, what I'll do is that I'll take the top 10% and I'll train them for a salary package of 30 to 50 lakhs. Very high-end skill required. But other engineer who is not able to, reach up to that level of competence, they should be happy with a 6 to 8 lakh package, which is also not bad. But that is what they deserve actually. Now, if you start training a person who deserves a 6 lakh salary for a 50 lakh package, it will not happen. And that's where, you know, whatever we learned in terms of training need assessment, competency mapping, skill assessment, designing a training program based on the needs, based on the industry expectations, this is how it works.
Got it, sir.
Right.
Thank you.
One second, sir. Here, she who told that pedagogy concept can be incorporated here. How it is in competency mapping?
Yeah, so pedagogy is basically about implementation of the training program. Once you have decided Now, if you want to develop 10 students as prompt engineers, then what will be the best method to teach them prompt engineering, right? So pedagogy is basically the method of teaching.
Yeah.
Yeah, Subhashish.
That in an organization there are multiple roles in a there are CLO, there are training coordinator, and there is we need to sometime the benchmark the proficiency level as per the requirement. So sir, currently which model do you suggest to have the best proficiency level marking so that it can emerge well along with all the levels?
Again, depend on the company. Uh, there is no exact measurement available to assess a person. है ना, वो उतना
I mean,
एफिशिएंसी और इतना परफेक्टनेस नहीं है अभी इन दी सिस्टम्स वेयर you can say that yeah, this person has 20% efficiency, 40% efficiency, 80% efficiency. So it is very difficult, to give one specific model or one specific level of competence. It all is driven by the vision mission of the organization and your goals and objectives as the training head.
so
Sir,
it has
I
been
would like to ask something.
Right. Let Subhashish
Yeah,
complete.
please.
yes, yes. I think let Bhavna take over. Bhavna, please go ahead.
Okay, Bhavna, you can go ahead.
I thought you completed because maybe I would. Okay.
No
I thought.
problem. Yeah, please, please,
Yeah.
please. Go ahead, go ahead.
So, as he was asking about different competency models there, right? So, in an organization, if there are four different positions for which they are looking for the right person, so for each position, they can use different competency models, or they used to have, they generally use one competency model for all the positions there. Because,
No, no. It will vary. It will vary because the competency mapping has to be done as per the job description that you have given. And KRAs also have a role in that. So you set KRAs based on the organization's objectives, right? And once you have KRAs set, obviously you will have competency mapping on those parameters only. Right. Subhashish, if you would
Yeah.
like to add something to it.
No, sir. Got it. That there is no any specific competency model which is there. However, there are multiple competency model as per the organization, career, and job objective. We need to re-evaluate this. Actually, sir, we are asking this question on a background that there is a question in our assignment also, and where we have been asked to give the proficiency level of various job roles. So that's what we are wondering ki what to do. I mean, should we use different?
You will have to take examples in that,
Mm-hmm.
and you will have to take some jobs and job profiles and job descriptions.
Mm-hmm.
And based on that, you will have to that fine. If this is the job description that is available, this is what the person is expected to do, and that is how we can see the proficiency, measure the proficiency.
Okay, got it.
So that for our assignment question, there will be like one competency framework, and based on the proficiency levels, the job roles will be assigned. Is it correct, sir?
Yes, 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 yes.
Sir, in that, like there is one thing called training manager. The entire our material, we find the training manager's description is not there basically. So exactly what do they mean by, like, we are all called as faculty members, sir. I am also working in a training center, and we are called as faculty members. So whether that is another term for faculty member or training
I'm not
manager.
able to get your question. If you can
So
just repeat, sorry.
can I elaborate like her question, because
Yeah,
she is
and you can
asking
give the
like,
context also which company you are with so that I can relate more to it. Yeah.
Shut up, sir. Can I tell, sir? Yeah, sir. I am actually in a licensed. I am in LIC, and I am working as a faculty member in Zonal Training Center. We take classes. We
Okay,
also,
LIC. LIC?
yeah, yes, sir. LIC.
Right. Understood.
So we are all called as faculty members, basically.
I understand.
So is it the same as training manager? Because we have of course, the training coordinator is there. We have a chief person who takes care of everything. And designing also is done by an academic team and all those things I can understand. But the training manager, is it only faculty member they are trained? Because manager word is there.
Yes,
So
yes,
I
yes.
thought,
No, it is same. I have done a lot of training for banks, and I've worked with a lot of staff training colleges.
yes.
Okay. And
Mm.
typically, these are training staff is the general managers and AGMs and managers who are deputed at the staff training centers. Right. So I understand that concept. So, but practically at that point of time, till the time you are at the training center, you are a training manager. Right.
Okay, okay.
So you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
take the context.
got it. Thank you.
So how we will differentiate that CLO and a training manager, that's Chief Learning Officer and a training manager, because it's
See.
almost sounds the same.
Look, obviously CLO is the ultimate head. When you word attach a word chief to any C level position, so is the ultimate head of training and development. Typically, like for example, I worked with staff college of Bank of Baroda for quite some time. So the person was called as principal of the staff college, and the person was a GM level. A GM in a bank and in this setup is a senior position. They have worked as zonal heads also earlier. And now this gentleman was. So by that, at that position, this principal of staff college basically becomes the chief learning officer.
These all are designation, no? And all designation have a different SOP, no? So we can't compare it in CLO against a training manager. Training manager designation, those belongs to the mid-level or
Mid-level,
executive levels.
mid-level, mid-level.
CLO is a senior level man, stakeholder management,
Right.
right? So we can't comparison between both designations.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They
These are
have a
levels.
individual SOP.
Right. They should
Yeah,
have.
thank you.
Got
Sir,
it.
but these questions they have to be generically answered, or do we need to have any examples or
Always better to give examples in the exam.
So can we
Take a
give
context.
example from our
Take a
background?
context. Yes. Definitely, you
Mhm.
should give.
All
Take a
right.
context that I mean, you not tell that I work with this. Okay, let us
Great.
take an example of this industry, this role, and for this role, it will be better if the manager does that. So
For
examples are
example,
always better. Look, this program is very practical in nature. We are not only focusing on the theories here. All our sessions also, you would have seen that we have talked a lot of things about practical stuff, how actually to do it. So if you give practical examples, it will always be rewarded with better marks.
And
Sir, word limit, sir.
real life
Sorry.
scenario, it will be better. Real life scenario, it will be better. जो
Yes.
उनके सामने हो रहे हैं ना, जो
You
उनके
should.
सामने है ना, उसी के भी एग्जांपल्स दोगे तो वो ज्यादा से अंडरस्टैंड कर पाएंगे.
Yeah, and you have worked in that domain, been there, done that. So sharing that always helps.
Sir, regarding word limit, sir, maximum is 800. So can it
Mhm.
go like what is the is there any minimum? Like at least these many words should be there because like it should be exactly like around 800 means 750 to 850. What is expected, sir? Basically.
Uh,
Ma'am,
difficult,
the
difficult to
questions
answer.
have
It
come
depends.
from the other faculty, so you
Uh,
can reach me for these questions.
oh, okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right,
If there are
right,
any
right.
questions, we can discuss. Otherwise, we can close, ma'am.
Okay,
So we
so
can
I
close.
think exam related questions you can reach out to our team and they'll be able to answer. Honestly speaking, we are not much involved in the examination process also, so it is very fair and transparent system. Multiple people set multiple papers, and which paper will come, which question will come, no one knows. So it's a very fair and transparent system that they have where secrecy is maintained of the examination. Right. So all the best to all of you. It was
Thank you, sir.
wonderful connecting with all of you.